Just a few weeks away from the presidential election, we have a major issue in our country. We have states that are just decimated. People are displaced everywhere. And I'm wondering, how are these people supposed to actually vote for their candidate that they want to vote for and get their ballots turned in? This is going to play a huge role in the presidential election.
Authorities are working to ensure those affected by the devastation of Hurricane Helene can vote. The areas impacted in North Carolina are Republican strongholds, and Donald Trump must win that state to retain a path to the presidency. How this could flip the state for Kamala Harris.
Flip the stage is absolutely right. 16 electoral votes, a state that typically votes red, and now we have disaster in North Carolina.
Mail-in ballots are already being sent out in North Carolina, and it's unclear how many would have been lost in the floods just yet. Many are left without IDs and will be forced to relocate around the state. 12 counties that administer voting are still offline and dealing with bringing in enough supplies for basic survival.
Let's look at the actual numbers for the state of North Carolina alone. We are looking at 1.2 million plus voters. We're looking at a state that has over 480,000 Republican voters, just over 290,000 Democratic voters. If you just look at those numbers alone, this is devastating. And as we look at the absentee ballots that have actually been sent out, you can see that there were over 43,000 absentee ballots mailed out, and the return numbers are just over 3,000. That means there are over 40,000 outstanding absentee ballots in these counties that are just going through disaster recovery right now with the election coming up in 3 weeks.
Today, North Carolina's State Board of Elections unanimously passed an emergency voting resolution. Voters in the designated 13 disaster area counties in North Carolina can now drop off their absentee ballots at any local elections office in the state by 7:30 on election night.
These people don't have internet, they don't have phones, they don't have access to roads, their vehicles might have been washed away, they might be dealing with loved ones who have passed away. Many of them are just in complete turmoil, not really sure how they're going to get their vote turned in when it's washing down the river. So what is going to happen with this situation? This is a real news update and something that people need to get the word out about, and we need to look at what our federal government is going to do to help them get their votes cast and actually accounted for. I don't know why this isn't being talked about. I think it should be talked about. Not good for the voting situation coming up. So we need to be looking over these situations. It does look like they have a way for people to vote, but how in the world will they get their vote to the ballot office? Who knows? Hopefully those of you that are watching this can let other people know that those folks will need help getting their vote dropped off at these ballot offices. Yes, there are new locations for them to go to. The state is working on opening up multiple counties to help these people be able to vote without IDs under these acts that have been passed, as well as places for them to vote if they're a college student that's displaced and not in the county that they've registered to. We need to help everyone get their votes cast and help this become a good election for either party who wins, because it is our right as Americans to be able to vote, and we need to be able to exercise that even during these difficult times. I hope that all of you can be safe, can be cared for, and that you all have a good day. Take care.